What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dylan.
I'm Jalen.
What we got today?
We got our first review of Thunderbolts.
Yep. Spoiler review.
Spoiler.
It will be a spoiler review. Before we get into the review, y'all make sure y'all thumbs up the video, subscribe if you like the content, and hit that bell button for all notifications. Was it good?
I thought it was pretty decent.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
I will say I thought that it was better than what I expected, just because I don't really know too much about the Thunderbolts. Okay, so I think that's pretty good.
And I would say you probably represent the majority of the general audience.
Yeah,
which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Because I think that I'm right there kind of with you. I think that this movie was pretty decent, but nothing that great. Like, I've been hearing some people saying, "Oh, it's the best movie since Phase 4 started," and nah, man, ain't that. I know it had some like high Rotten Tomato scores, which I wouldn't advise any of y'all to pay that much attention to that. But I know it had that. So if any of y'all are going into this movie expecting this movie to be damn near the best top 5 movies, like, no, it's not that. But I will say, if you keep your expectations relatively low or in the middle, maybe, and then like if you're kind of like in her situation where she's, you know, like the general audience and you don't know much about the Thunderbolts, or so you know by now Sentry, if you don't know anything about that character, then you might enjoy this movie a little bit more than I would say certain comic book fans. But yeah, let's dig into it. Let's get into some specifics. I'm starting off by saying the story. The story was basic. It was kind of okay. It wasn't nothing special.
Yeah, nothing. It wasn't nothing too hard to follow along to. Like, it was pretty.
I was just basic. I was just describing it basic. I mean, because when you think, all it basically is, to sum it up in a few words, is a group of ragtag misfits are sent to execute each other, take each other out. They all meet up in this room. And it turns out that this room is really an execution room. It was all sent there to die.
Yeah.
Right? Be incinerated. And they make it out alive. While they were there, they met a new character, Bob, the Sentry character. And they pretty much team up to take on this movie's antagonist, which is Val, right? That's her first name, right? Val.
Yeah.
And I guess Val was running some type of like illegal experimentation, trying to recreate another super soldier type of character, and she created Sentry. It's as simple as that for the most part. Obviously, you gotta have a little more specific details here and there, but that's the basic gist of the story. It's really nothing crazy intricate or like, I don't know, it's super interesting about the story. I would say this one relies more so on you liking the characters and how they interact. Yeah. I think that's pretty fair to say. So, matter of fact, it's basically your Suicide Squad and your Guardians of the Galaxy only.
Yeah, I can kind of get that vibe.
Crazy as the Guardians of the Galaxy, like that's like the super limit
of
Suicide Squad is like a little bit more grounded, sort of. So it's somewhere in between that. Was there anything about the story that, like, anything interesting or that stood out to you about the story, like, or was you like, you agree? Was it pretty basic?
I mean, I would agree. It's pretty basic. I wouldn't call it like, I was just intrigued a little bit by Sentry, just because, again, I don't really know a lot of the characters like that. I know some of them from previous movies, but
have you ever seen the Sentry character before?
No
images.
No. So I was intrigued on like who this guy was, and Bob. what he got to offer, but it wasn't like something that I feel like they touched on a lot. If they would have like spent a little bit more time, introducing him a little bit more and telling us like, all that stuff.
I would agree with that.
But I was a little intrigued. Intrigued.
As far as like when it comes to the Sentry character specifically, I do agree. And I know we were speaking about this right after the theater, but yeah, it does feel like they kind of, in a way, kind of rushed.
Yeah, a little bit.
His introduction, I guess.
Yeah.
I felt like they kind of like, because we already know that there's an Avengers movie coming next year, right? Mm-hmm. There's really been no good build up to it. We don't have much time to really develop his character and give you the whole backstory and explain how his abilities and things like that work. We don't have time to make a sequel or for him to pop up in another Disney Plus show or whatever. And I felt like that was really missing in here.
Yeah.
Like if there was one thing about the story where I felt like it was, because it's not that the story is bad, but that's the closest thing that I would say would probably be a bad thing about the story. They just don't do a good job explaining him. They don't explain his powers well. They don't really develop it. Like, he just kind of learns how to use his powers perfectly out of nowhere. It's kind of like, I don't know how, I don't really think that was a good idea. Like, I didn't like that a lot. But outside of that, I will say I like the Sentry character.
Yeah.
For the most part. He's really kind of played more, or when he's Bob, he's really kind of played more so of a jokey character or a character to, make fun of. Actually, being honest, a lot of them are.
Oh, yeah.
Especially John Walker, U.S. agent. He was definitely the butt of the joke a lot. Red Guardian, definitely a goofball. It was some funny, don't get me wrong, it was some funny moments here and there throughout the movie, but it's definitely your typical Marvel where it's just filled to the brim with jokes and trying to make you laugh, and some land, some don't. But when it comes to the Void, which we've been seeing in the trailers, I like how he was handling that. It was brief. We don't get to see much of the Sentry or the Void, but when he started popping off and, it
was like, dang, wait a minute.
Doing this little, like, I don't even know what you would call it, like.
He was just like taking people, and making them disappear.
I don't even know if I guess that's the best word to describe it, because he didn't disintegrate him, which I thought that's what he was probably doing in the trailers, but they were just blacking it out. Mm-hmm. But no, that's just really how it looks in the movie. So I get he just made people disappear within this darkness or whatever, which again, that's another ability that they don't really explain how.
Which I did like that ability. I liked how they like portrayed it, because for me that was different. Like, I didn't see, I don't think we seen anything like that.
Well,
like, we might have seen some stuff that's similar.
It's not related to it in any way, I don't think. But remember in Thor: Love and Thunder, the villain character? I don't know if you even remember that much. It's okay if you don't. It wasn't that great. Well, that villain, or the villain in that movie, had like a sort of ability with like some shadow creatures and darkness and stuff like that. That this sort of reminded me of. I don't think it's related at all.
Okay.
Though. But
well,
I mean, if you don't remember,
I don't remember that, so I'm just gonna say that.
Lord of God Butcher, that was his name.
The what?
Oh, you didn't. Never mind.
Never
mind. Hey, why are you bringing that movie?
Anyway.
Now, what was you saying though?
No, I like.
You was liking how.
I like how he made the people disappear, and then he was just, like this really dark, guy that just he ain't care if he was an old woman, a child. Yeah. He was taking everybody.
Yeah, he took that one little girl.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, not that I was expecting it in this kind of movie or in a Disney movie, period. But part of me, and I don't know what this is, but part of me wanted a bunch of people to stay dead, though.
Dang.
Like I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but I just felt like it would have made it feel. It would have added more weight to it. Like, but everybody just, comes back and I don't know. I don't know. That might be a little crazy to say, but like not everybody. Like I don't want everybody to die, but like
just a few.
I don't know. It just would have been. It would have made him seem a lot more scarier, and a lot more of a threat. And I just it just would have made it be more gut wrenching. Like imagine if that little girl actually didn't come back. Like
she had to be sacrificed. She had to.
That would have been crazy.
Oh damn!
But I wasn't really expecting that. Yeah. And to keep it a buck with you, I knew how it was gonna end. I know you didn't know anything about the character or the characters in general. But if you know even a little bit about the Sentry character, like he's like a Hulk and Thor level character. Like he's up there. Like these characters were not beating him.
Oh yeah, no.
They were not gonna beat him whatsoever. So obviously they was gonna do the Tokyo Jutsu. Basically same thing Sam did with Red Hulk and Captain America 4. Like
you gotta resort to
how it's gonna end. It's not surprising. I think that it's really more. This movie in general, as a whole, is really more so about how well you can enjoy the characters. Like I said,
yeah.
Speaking about the characters, I think that the acting for the most part was pretty good. Mm-hmm. This movie more so focuses on Elena.
Yeah,
that's her name, right? Elena. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but the new Black Widow character. It mainly focuses, or she's the centerpiece, I should say. I kind of wish that they gave a little bit more to certain other characters. I wanted to see more with John Walker.
Yeah,
and Bucky.
I also wanted to see more with the other chick.
Ghost.
Ghost, yeah, because she was a ghost. I don't really know her backstory like that. Like they didn't really touch too much on that. They might have briefly hinted at some things, but like
we kind of already know that.
If still they could have did a quick little, something.
I know it's been a minute. And I don't think the movie did that great, but she was in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, that's their problem. That's their problem.
Remember that.
They keep putting them in bad movies, so we forget about them.
Damn. Don't worry. And listen, but see, that's the thing, though. I know that was or is a problem going into this movie for a lot of people. The fact that a lot of these characters people don't really care about. But outside of Bucky and I guess the new Black Widow a little bit, and for me, John Walker, I like U.S. Agent. I liked him in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. Outside of those characters, and I guess my intrigue with Sentry, you don't really care about these characters. But even with the characters that I do kind of like or I was looking forward to, they're still B-tier characters. Except for, I guess you can maybe argue Bucky's not B-tier anymore, but for the most part, they're B-tier characters, and a lot of them are characters we don't care about.
Yeah.
In fact, I almost forgot because the movie really didn't give her much time. But looking at this, the background, and it's showing Taskmaster.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Did you not know that was Taskmaster?
No, I did, but I forgot just that quick because she was there and then she was gone. Like she was killed off.
Like how they did it's crazy. How they did it was so bogus. Like
her contract must
it was quick. It just happens. There was no like sadness, which it probably wouldn't be with this group, but there was no like sadness or amount of time with her character like whatsoever. They don't even mention her. They don't even bring her up. Well, maybe once, but briefly. They don't really bring her up again.
Yeah. No.
But at the same time, if I'm being honest, I never cared about her. So like, I don't care if they really spent any time on it either.
Oh damn.
So
yeah,
there's that, but yeah. Like, I mean, but again, a lot of these characters were characters that people didn't really care about.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know if that's kind of weighing it down a little bit. But I will say that for the most part, I enjoyed all of them together.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really as good as, say, like the Guardians.
Nah.
You know, in terms of like the team aspect of it, I don't know if it's. But they have 3 movies, so I don't know.
And I mean, we just got introduced to them. You know, I mean. They look like they.
Oh,
okay. I just got introduced to them.
As a team, yes.
Yes, as a team, not like individually, but
even
like.
Though you don't really remember, yeah, you're right.
You know, we're not gonna talk about that, but yeah, like, you know, if we see them a little bit more, you know, they might grow. They might grow on us.
I don't mind the character, like Ghost. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, like, she's kind of whatever. Her power is cool. I think that her power could be really useful on a team, no matter what the team is. Like I said, she didn't have, like, any lasting effect on me in the movie, in Ant-Man and the Wasp. But I do like her character, and I think that she could be a good addition. Like I said, I like John Walker. He's probably one of my favorite characters in a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I might be biased. They didn't really give him a lot, but I liked his action. I liked his character, but maybe part of that is because I liked his character in Falcon and Winter Soldier, because he was again kind of a joke or the butt of a joke in the movie. So so sometimes you don't take him serious. But yeah, I would say him. Yelena was pretty cool. Bucky was alright, you know, from what, you know, how much he was in the movie. But yeah, I would say yeah. What did you think about it? Because I know I've been rambling. What did you think about the characters? Like,
I will say that honestly, like their interactions with each other definitely was something that was really good about this movie.
Oh, really good.
I will say that, because like even there was some parts where even I was just like laughing, you know. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But like, yeah, like I think that the commentary between them was good. That's why I say if we see more of them, to me, I think it can grow. Like they can grow on me. Like I can see.
So would you say that actually was the main highlight of the movie?
Yeah.
Was it the team character? Okay.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Because I would say that was probably the strongest thing in the movie. Is probably that.
Yeah.
I would say yeah. I mean, the action was cool too. I don't think we really got a ton of action, but I would say the action for the most part is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main course is really the team dynamic.
Yeah.
If you're coming here for like some amazing script, if you're coming here for the villain Val, if you're coming here for like any intricate plot points, or I don't know, if you anything outside of that, if you're coming in here for it doesn't really land, if I'm being honest. In fact, Val's character, anytime I see her, I don't really care about her character. Like, dang. I'm just being honest, and this is the most that we've gotten with her character, and I don't know. Whenever she was on screen, I didn't feel anything for her. I didn't really hate her. I didn't like her. Like, I just felt nothing like about a character, like, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, I know. I see what you mean. I don't know if it's because of the actress that they got to play her, because at least everything that I've seen her in hasn't been like that serious. Or
she's more of a comedic.
You know, so maybe that's what it was.
I mean, she was on Seinfeld, so
right. So I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just a lady from Seinfeld to me. Like I like you. I know you're trying to like. I don't know. Like it wasn't bad. I'm not saying that her acting was bad or anything like that, but like it's just like when you see comedians in serious roles, you be like, what are you doing here? You know, like, unless they wow you, you know, and like they, you know, completely change,
you know,
then you like, oh.
I feel like a lot of comedians could be good.
They could,
roles, but I think her thing was just,
I don't know. I think it was just the initial, for me, it was the initial seeing her play a role like that. But then too, I don't feel like she brought enough of like, that like villain, that like, you know.
Yeah, she just seemed like a kind of very generic sort of politician.
Yeah.
Trying to be villain like, and they tried to give her some sort of like backstory-ish. But that was even brief. Like she got that flashback.
Yeah, with her dad.
I guess trying to give her some character, but even that wasn't enough. Like I didn't feel anything for her character. Like she just came across as very generic and boring. She reminded me of actually, and then her whole plan and everything too. She reminded me of I forget her name, but the lady in The Boys, the one that Homelander used to.
With the milk?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah. She reminded me of like that, but specifically with her like plan to use Sentry.
Oh, okay.
Or how to use Sentry. Like it reminded me of that with The Boys and how she was using Homelander.
Okay.
Like it gave me that vibe, but just not as good.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
that
lady
chick was also kind of a politician type, you know.
Yeah, but she really got that like. She had more of like a grittiness to her, which I feel like Val didn't have enough grittiness. Like that's I think they
also tried to, because she's a comedian. I think they also tried to. Well, that combined with it being typical Disney Marvel and the jokes. Yeah. It was like, oh, well, you know, she's a comedic actress. Let's have her say some stuff to try and be funny. They tried to do that a lot, and that really kind of,
you know.
Yeah, that I didn't. It wasn't landing. Yeah, I didn't like that. But if you came in for her,
don't.
Just don't.
I'll tell you this now, okay, or else you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
Just don't.
And the reason why I say that is because it depends on how you view it. Either she's the big bad or Sentry's the big bad. Personally, I don't think Sentry is really the big bad or the main vigilante antagonist of the movie. I think it's supposed to be her.
Okay. And
the Sentry character is really just sort of
like a pawn, kind of.
Yeah, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. And then the other thing too was like her plan was, it just didn't make any sense. First of all, she didn't really know anything about Sentry. I don't think she knew what abilities he had, like at all.
Yeah, even he actually mentioned that a little bit too in the movie. He's like, I'm starting to think y'all don't really know. Like
she knew literally nothing about him, and you thought that you could just control him. You didn't even know he survived the experiment.
Yeah, like how you put him in a box and you already know.
But they don't even like. But that's the thing with the story. They don't go into that enough because. Like what was the experiment? Like what was the serum that they gave him? Like what? Like because there's no way a super soldier serum gives him all of these abilities.
Yeah.
But let's say, well, I can't even say that because I'm using headcanon doing that. But I would assume that you would know what your experimentation is aiming to do, and you must have been aiming to create something similar to this, somebody that's super powerful.
Right.
So you should know what he can do.
Yeah.
You should know what he's potentially capable of doing.
But I don't think, like you said, I don't think she knew, like...
Yeah, that was just like, that's definitely where the plot or the writing or whatever it was, whatever you want to call it, that's definitely where it fails. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, though, it's... You know, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't really connect it to that much of anything outside of MC. Like, they don't connect it to anything else besides the end credit scene and the last little bit of the finale where they introduce them as the new Avengers. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like it. I would have preferred that they just be the Thunderbolts because I mean, like there's other characters that I feel like are gonna be introduced, but then characters that have already been introduced that need to be like on the new Avengers. And I don't. One thing that I don't want to keep doing is like y'all come out, with these movies, and then every movie this year gonna be, they're the new Avengers. Who gonna be who gonna take the spot for the real? I don't want to see that. Okay, I'm not interested in none of that. Okay, just let it be the Thunderbolts. Y'all get some other characters and create the Avengers.
Yeah, because like I don't really know why they just didn't keep the Thunderbolts.
Right.
Like, we just got their movie. And they're not no longer the Thunderbolts anymore. So it's like, what was
the purpose?
Yeah, right. But also, what it was revealed in the end credit scene. There's two. There's a mid credit scene and an end credit scene. And mid credit scene, it's funny, but it's whatever. But the end credit scene, it kind of goes into it a little bit more, and it's almost like they're competing with Sam Wilson's Captain America with the Avengers. Like, he's, I guess, forming his own Avengers team, and they're forming their Avengers team. So, like, why make that competition?
Right, like, I don't know.
And then we still have the younger Avengers coming with Kamala Khan and that Hawkeye chick and whoever else. I don't really care about
I don't want to
but...
see 5 different Avengers. Yeah. Okay, you lost me if that's what y'all trying to do.
And then Bucky and Sam, they're close now. They have a close relationship.
Right.
I don't really believe Bucky would do something like this, and because clearly they don't like that the other person is forming a whole nother Avengers team. So it's like I feel like he would be like, nah, let's just join forces. Instead of being like separate.
Well, I mean, that's better than
I'm gonna go over to
your
side.
That's acceptable, but at the same time, like I said, I would just rather them be Thunderbolts. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
I'm not. If that's what ends up happening, I'll take it.
Now,
but I'll be a little bit disappointed. I'm not gonna lie.
When an Avengers movie comes, which actually we already know because they announced a bunch of the actors that's going to be in it. So we already know that a lot of them was going to be in an Avengers movie. But I was going to say, when it's like a big Avengers event type of thing, it's cool if they work together. You can be like an honorary Avengers member. But yeah, I think I would have definitely preferred them still to be
right. Like as a permanent Avengers, nah, I'm not really feeling it. I'm really
especially
not feeling it.
If we're not going to get something like a Midnight Suns type of thing. Which, I mean, I don't know if we will or not. We still have a couple more episodes of Daredevil to get to. We're going to have that coming soon.
Yeah.
Unless they still plan on doing like a Midnight Suns type of thing with Daredevil and Punisher and that side of things. I don't know how much you know about them, but they're basically like, they're similar in ways to something like a Thunderbolts, but they're like the darker characters, and they handle the darker side of things, the supernatural side of things. Like, if they got Blade right, they could have had him team up with like Punisher and
don't even mention that name, man.
Hey, man, I'm sorry, but it has to be said. They need to hear it. Y'all really fucked that up, and I don't know how. I really don't. But we'll get on that another time though, or later. But if they're not gonna do like a Midnight Suns type of thing, then they can maybe use the Thunderbolts to kind of represent that then. Like the Avengers, have them handle the more serious and bigger threats. And then have the Thunderbolts handle slightly more grounded things. Maybe go darker. Maybe you can go supernatural. But I think that they should add a couple more characters.
Yeah, I was going to say. Because
somebody that could... I know they have Sentry, but... at least one other person that can handle the more supernatural things. Because Sentry's not really supernatural. He's powerful. But I feel like they need to somebody...
no.
I know they have Doctor Strange, but
that wasn't supernatural enough in my opinion. It was nice, but I do feel like they should add that more of that element into these like because that's something that they don't do a lot.
But I was also gonna say that like even though he's worked with the Avengers, he's been on teams in the comics, but he's for the most part just himself. And if he is on a team, it's not.
It's temporary. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He's not. He's not a grounded. He's not gonna handle grounded things.
That's fine. That's okay.
You know? But that's okay. I don't want him.
Yeah.
No. I would rather them introduce another like.
I'm pretty sure you're just bringing it up because of the supernatural element, but
yeah. But he's really besides him and you had Scarlet Witch, but I wouldn't picture her on even if she was here. I wouldn't picture her here, but I don't know. I think you will just have to introduce someone new.
Yeah.
I don't care about Agatha. I do not add her.
Oh, not Agatha.
I don't care about Agatha.
She can have her own witches in the woods.
I don't even know if I really want you to add a full on like sorceress like that at all. I don't know if that might change this team up too much. That's why I'm saying like that's more of a Midnight Suns type of thing compared to this. But I don't know. But also. In the end credit scene, they teased the coming of Fantastic Four.
You know, I don't know yet. I'm on the fence a little bit.
No, you're not excited?
I don't know.
Are y'all excited?
Y'all let us know how y'all feel. I mean, we haven't seen the Fantastic Four in a while. I'm not sure what to expect. I'm gonna try and go in with an open mind. Okay.
Yep. Definitely will.
I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about the futuristic, like
the 60s futuristic,
retro
and
thing going.
Here's the thing: I actually like the Fantastic Four as a team. Like, I like.
Yeah.
You know, I think that they need to bring them back more in the comics. I would like to see another cartoon. I think a game would be fantastic. Would be fantastic. And you can make that solo player, you can make that co-op, whatever. It'd be better as co-op though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the team. And I think that they had the potential to be the major centerpieces of the MCU going forward. But after the little bit that I've been seeing and a little bit that I've been reading about, and then the whole they're in a different multiverse or whatever, and I don't like the 60s.
I don't know.
I don't like it taking place in it. That's what really throws me off. Like, I don't like that time frame for superhero things. But that, and then, but also it's futuristic. It's like, I don't think this is really gonna be all that.
No.
Like, from the certain things that I've been hearing and reading about.
See, and that's why, like I said, I'm gonna try and go in with an open mind because I do want to see it and have like. Not that stuff is like spoiling it per se, but like I just want to have a fresh like opinion on it. And even with the few trailers, you know, that's come out, you know, that we watched, even with me being like, I don't know how I feel, I'm still gonna, like I say, keep an open mind about it. Cause I'm
just not feeling much
from
the trailers so I'm not feeling much from it. And to be honest with you, I don't even really care about seeing Galactus. Like, he can still be cool and all, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Like, I'm more interested in seeing the Celestial Arishem, I think his name was. I'm more interested in seeing that Celestial pop back up than I am in seeing Galactus pop up in a Fantastic Four. Like,
I don't know, man.
I think the movie could be okay. But
we'll see. All we know is that they teased it in the end credit, okay, which kind of gave away a little bit of what's gonna happen. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, it spoils it, but I already was kind of theorizing it a little bit. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna lose. Like, or at least I'm gonna say that's gonna be my theory, my prediction, that they're gonna lose in that movie. And I'm gonna even go so far as to say that they're going to lose their planet. In fact, in the last trailer, they were not teasing it, but they were somewhat, I feel like, hinting at it. There was a moment in the trailer where Mr. Fantastic said something along the lines of, "We're going to save you," or something like that, or the look he gave, and then like saying it like that so up front, it makes me think the opposite is gonna happen. And I think the opposite will happen with the direction that they're going with the Avengers.
Well, obviously something gonna happen, right? Where they for them to have to come over here in our world, they gonna have to lose something. Okay.
And then they also mentioned
they
that it's something going on with the space.
That too.
They didn't say what, but they said something was going on with space. Trying to think if it maybe connects to anything we've seen already, or if it's just a tease for something in the future.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a tease for something.
So remember the Marvels, something happened with space? Remember? You might not remember that one either. You don't remember. No, phase 4 and 5 suck.
I remember some musical.
Oh, do you release from? Yeah, you remember that? Oh my god.
Being disappointed.
I wasn't disappointed. I expected that. But do you at least remember that the black chick, Photon, that she ended up in a different universe?
Oh, a little bit.
Because like they were doing this whole thing with space.
Yeah,
and there's some sort of like terror or something, and she went to go close it. And got trapped into whatever, and she went to another universe.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
And the Beast showed up.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to remember if maybe it was still a tear or something like that was going on, but I think they closed it though. I think that's what happened. So maybe we haven't seen what it is going on, which is still crazy. It's like, unless the Fantastic Four movie does it, y'all are teasing some things, some setups, and I'm like, we only have one more Marvel movie in between the next Avengers, I think, and that's Fantastic Four. So after that, the next movie is the Avengers, so we're in it. There's no more teasing and leading up to it anymore.
I don't know what they're gonna do, man.
I
don't know.
I think we have a couple more shows, but I don't think they really gonna touch on much of nothing. To be honest with you, I don't even think they're gonna be good.
Oh,
but that's a whole another thing. But back to the overall movie. To sum it up, because I'm gonna go ahead and grade it. To sum it up, I would say it was overall pretty decent. I didn't go in with any super high expectations, so I think that kind of helped it a little bit. Had some laughs here and there. The action was pretty good for the most part. Like the team dynamic. And also our audience seemed to enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that they were, for the most part, general audience members. And I remember somebody when we left out of the theater, somebody was saying better than they expected. So if that's anything to go off of, I would say pretty solid movie for the most part. Well, solid might be too strong. Pretty okay movie for the most part. And if you're kind of going back and forth on going to see it or not, I would say still go see it, especially if you're interested to know what's going on. Still go see it. And yeah, I'm gonna give this movie a C. A 3. Right? Is that a C? Or is that a C plus? I'm gonna give it a 3 though. I'm gonna give it a 3. Out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I think pretty much the same here for me. Like, I think the best thing out of the movie for me was the chemistry between the team. The action was pretty okay. Storyline was easy to follow. It's nothing off the wall. There's no thinking that you got to do to follow along.
Yep.
You know, it's pretty simple, straightforward.
If you're and we mentioned already, but if you're a fan of stuff like Suicide Squad,
then you might like it. But
you
know, it was pretty simple. I do think, you know, like, it's probably a good family movie. You know, like it's pretty decent. It's
pretty a decent family movie.
I think I'll give it a 3 too. I was thinking that as well. A 3. It's right in between. Right in between.
Like, I enjoyed my time. Like, I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't really think that there was any like woke or any agendas or anything like that going on. Like, if you're a person that really wants to avoid that type of thing, I don't really think it was any of that in the movie. Outside of the stuff that is already happened, like Taskmaster being gender swapped, and like that stuff already happened. So, you know, but she died, so you ain't got to worry.
Yeah.
But
I guess I wasn't.
I would say that sums it up. Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments down below. Did y'all like it? Did y'all not like it? Where does this rank for y'all? I would have to think about it, but I would say this. I don't know if this ranks in top 3 or not.
Nah.
It's definitely not the worst. It might rank top 5 though.
Top 5.
It might, because Phase 4 and 5 hasn't been that good.
Yeah.
It could crack top 5.
Yeah.
If we include before that though, no, it's definitely not a top 5. I think top 5 alone is probably Phase 3.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments down below, and yeah, on to the next one, y'all.
Peace out.
Peace out.